What's going on, guys and gals? Galga or Theo back here, and today I'm bringing you some Division gameplay. As you well know, the Division came out a little over a week ago now, probably pushing more closer to 2 weeks. And if you're not max level, as in level 30 at this point, you got to really catch up, watch some videos, figure out what you need to do. If you're struggling, my best tip, do side missions. Knock out all the side missions. These are the only side missions I have left. Skip the encounters. You don't need those as much. If you do all of the primary missions and you do the secondary missions, you'll end up getting really close to maxing out all of your base. And you'll only end up having to do a few encounters. I've almost cleared my map entirely of encounters and side missions, so it's super beneficial just to do those to level up quick. As far as Dark Zone goes, just go in there with a group, farm the hell out of the bosses, and you should be good. But today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was challenge modes and incursions and how you should be setting your teams up to play these, because they're going to be very similar to how Destiny raids were, where you're going to need to know how to use all of your abilities and all of your character stats to the best of your ability. And let's jump into what I'm trying to spec my character to be able to do. If you think of this as an MMO, which is kind of what it is with how they set up the DPS, the skill power, and the health, you can spec your character to have anything that you want. And primarily what I'm trying to do now is set my character up to be a tank. So what I've done is I bought all the stamina mod, or I bought the stamina mod from the Phoenix credit vendor, and I've put the mods for prototype stamina on all of my gear. So basically what the crafting station, you buy the mod one time from the vendor, and then you're able to make as many as you want as long as you have the supplies to make it. And it gives you 117 to 143 of that specific thing. Or you can also buy hybrid ones that gives you 2, or you can buy one that gives you the damage or the skill power. And that's basically how you can spec your character to do what you want it to do. And currently, I've got mine set to where all of my benefits and my stamina points are going towards health. Basically, I try to focus on having protection from elites and then as much stamina points as possible. So I've spec'd all of my character's gear for the most part, besides the 2 purples, towards that aspect. And what I wanted to tell you guys is tanking is definitely an option. I see everyone going for primary DPS. They just try to get an insane amount of damage, and that's not what you need. Like, yeah, it's beneficial, but you're going to die super easily. All it's going to take is 3 to 4 shots from a boss, and you're going to go down. Or from 2 yellow named enemies, and you're dead. You're going to have to be picked up, and now your team is struggling because you're down a majority of your damage. I'm trying to focus on balancing my DPS with my stamina, so if I can manage to get some extra gear slots on the 2 purples that I have, or my knee pads here, that'd be great. I'd put some DPS on those, maybe some skill power to help me apply heals as well when I'm tanking. The best way to go about doing this is I've got the pack hand. This is how I'm able to do this, and I've modded it with a loud vent break. And what that does is it increases your threat to the enemies. So while you're shooting, the chances that all the enemies are going to turn and look at you increases by 17%. What that's going to allow your team to do is the guys that are heavy on DPS, that don't have a lot of health, it's going to allow them to just unload on the bosses while you take all the incoming damage. Another thing that would be beneficial for this is a guy with really high skill power applying heals to you and using the med advantage skill abilities. Like for me, I'm using the support station with the life support mod. So it allows my enemies to be, or my allies to revive themselves in case they go down. So I don't have to worry about it as much and I can stay up and tank. Then I'm also using smart cover with the recharge mod, and it allows the reinforced cover to slowly regenerate my health. And our skill cooldowns are decreased. Also, it makes sense that as a tank, I would be using the defensive signature skill, Survivor Link, increases damage resistance and speed for the user and nearby allies for 15 seconds. So I get an 80% damage resistance and 30% movement speed. So if your gear has a buff that gives you increased damage resistance while moving from cover to cover, if you have this movement speed going with increased damage resistance, and you're just running around from one cover to another while this is active, you're going to have an insane amount of damage resistance. If you're popping shots off with that vent break at the same time, that's basically the best way you can tank. As far as my talents go, I'm using Adrenaline. When I use a med kit, not at full health, to receive an overheal. And basically with my 125,000 health, an overheal on that is putting me close to probably 150,000 health. Super beneficial for what I'm trying to spec for. And then Battle Buddy, revived a down agent, reduced incoming damage by 50%. I believe that my skill, when teammates use the revive on that skill, the support station, I believe that gives me the damage resistance. I'm not really sure exactly how I could test that, but I'm pretty sure that counts towards this talent. And then use a med kit during low health to increase damage resistance by 40%. So if I use this and I get an overheal, now I've got 150,000 health with 40 damage resistance. As soon as this 10 seconds goes off, if I pop my super, that's another 80 for 15 seconds. And so if we're fighting a boss or like those tanky units that the Rikers have, this is very beneficial against them. And my last one is Combat Medic. Use a med kit near allies to heal the group within 20 meters. Usually you're standing pretty close to your group, so this helps heal them in the area where I'm trying to be a healer tank. It's super beneficial. I could probably go with something like Evasive Action, where it increases damage reduction by 30%, or even On the Move, kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 30. But I don't feel those are as beneficial because you have to run around to increase your damage resistance. And if they have rushers or runners that have the shotguns pushing you, it's going to get very dangerous because those shotguns do a lot of damage, even to somebody with as much health as I have. But I just wanted to bring awareness to the fact that having a lot of health is equally as beneficial as having a lot of DPS. Like, for example, on Lincoln Tunnel, when you're fighting the snipers, this allows me to take at least 2 shots from the boss sniper before I have to get back under cover before I go down. So I'm able to sit there and unload on him while he takes 2 shots, and then get back down, pop my smart cover, regenerate my health, peek back up, and continue shooting. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to bring to your guys' attention. If you're interested in playing with me or you have any questions, I play on the Xbox One. The links for all my social media will be down below in the description. My gamer tag is xGalga on Xbox One. That's xGalga. Hit me up if you want to run some challenging modes, or when the incursions come out, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. And until next time, guys, I hope this was informative. Y'all have a great day, and good luck in the division.